In 1985, America fell for Moonlighting's flirty detectives and lightning-fast dialogue. But behind the scenes, one actor nearly walked away mid-series, while another would later be silenced by a devastating health scare. As for the cast you're about to revisit, their stories are filled with twists, reinventions, and a 2025 reunion no one saw coming. Bruce Willis as David Addison, Jr. Bruce Willis, born on March 19, 1955, in Idar Oberstein, West Germany, became a breakout star as David Addison, Jr. in Moonlighting, which ran from 1985 to 1989 when he was 30 years old. David, a witty and mischievous private detective, brought energy to the show with his charm and explosive chemistry with Cybill Shepherd, helping define the 1980s dramedy style. Off-screen, Willis faced plenty of drama. His high-profile marriage to Demi Moore drew public attention, with the couple having 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. Rumors of partying and infidelity eventually led to their split, though the two remained friends. In 2009, Willis married Emma Hemming and had 2 more children, but their happiness was tested when he was diagnosed with aphasia in 2022, followed by frontotemporal dementia in 2023. The decline in his health forced Willis to retire and live a reclusive life under the care of his family. On the set of Moonlighting, he clashed often with Shepherd. Their arguments became so heated that she once threw a suitcase at a door. Still, Willis's career flourished with Die Hard, Pulp Fiction, and The Sixth Sense, earning him a 1987 Emmy for Moonlighting and a Golden Globe Lifetime Award in 2000. In 2025, at 70, Willis remains a Hollywood icon, even as illness has taken him out of the spotlight. Cybill Shepherd as Maddie Hayes. Cybill Shepherd, born on February 18, 1950, in Memphis, Tennessee, played Maddie Hayes in Moonlighting from 1985 to 1989 when she was 35 years old. Maddie, a smart and proud former model, was the perfect counterpart to David Addison, forming a legendary TV duo known for their sharp banter. This role revitalized Shepherd's career. In real life, Shepherd's love life was anything but smooth. She had an 8-year relationship with director Peter Bogdanovich, beginning during The Last Picture Show, which sparked controversy as Bogdanovich left his wife. She later married 3 times, first to David Ford, with whom she had a daughter, then to Bruce Oppenheim, with whom she had twins, and finally to Andrei Nikolaevich. But all her marriages ended in drama, with allegations of infidelity and deep conflicts. Under the weight of personal and career pressures, Shepherd publicly battled alcoholism and depression, which led to her losing roles in several projects. On the Moonlighting set, she and Willis frequently argued. She once threw a suitcase at a door in frustration. Despite this, after Moonlighting, she starred in Cybill, winning 2 Golden Globes, 1986, 1987, and earning an Emmy nomination. In 2025, at 75, Shepherd remains active, focusing on television and philanthropy. Charles Rocket as Richard Addison. Charles Rocket, born on August 28, 1949, in Bangor, Maine, played Richard Addison in Moonlighting in 1985 when he was 36 years old. Richard, David Addison's arrogant older brother, added both humor and family tension, highlighting the complex sibling dynamic. Away from the screen, Rocket's life was marked by tragedy. Married to Beth Claver since 1972, he had 1 son, but his personal life was overshadowed by drug addiction and depression. After being fired from Saturday Night Live in 1981 for swearing on live TV, Rocket struggled to restore his reputation. His roles in Dumb and Dumber and Scream 3 weren't enough to lift him out of financial and emotional hardship. On October 7, 2005, Rocket was found dead at his home in Connecticut at age 65, with the cause ruled as suicide by knife. Friends revealed he had battled mental illness for many years. Alice Beasley as Agnes DePesto. Alice Beasley, born on July 6, 1954 in Brooklyn, New York, portrayed Agnes DePesto in Moonlighting from 1985 to 1989 when she was 31 years old. Agnes, the quirky receptionist with a unique voice, was the comedic heart of the Blue Moon Detective Agency, charming viewers with her endearing personality. In real life, Beasley kept a low profile but didn't escape personal hardship. She married 3 times, first to Christopher Sansosi, then to Vincent Schiavelli, with whom she had a son, and finally to Jim Bosch, to whom she remains married. Her first 2 marriages ended quickly, with Schiavelli gaining attention for his distinctive appearance in Ghost. During this period, Beasley spoke about the challenge of balancing her career while raising a son with autism, which led her to step away from acting for a time. Later, she became an active advocate for autism-related causes. In 2025, at age 71, Beasley remains beloved and continues to work in voice acting, Jack Blessing as McGillicuddy. Jack Blessing, born on July 29, 1951, in Baltimore, Maryland, played McGillicuddy in Moonlighting from 1986 to 1989 when he was 35 years old. McGillicuddy, a clumsy detective, brought laughs through his blunders, serving as a comic foil to Herbert Viola. After Moonlighting, Blessing appeared in The Pretender and CSI, crime scene investigation, but his career slowed due to illness later in life. He earned a 1995 Screen Actors Guild Award for ensemble performance in NYPD Blue. Off-screen, Blessing lived a quiet life. Married to Laura Staley since 1988, he had 2 children and stayed out of the tabloids. Sadly, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in his final years, which severely affected his health. Jack Blessing passed away on November 14, 2017, at the age of 66 in Los Angeles, leaving behind deep sorrow. Curtis Armstrong as Herbert Quentin Viola. Curtis Armstrong, born on November 27, 1953 in Detroit, Michigan, played Herbert Quentin Viola in Moonlighting from 1986 to 1989, when he was 33 years old. Herbert, a bumbling yet dedicated detective, brought comic relief to the show and became Agnes DePesto's love interest. After Moonlighting, Armstrong gained fame with Revenge of the Nerds and voiced characters in American Dad. He won a BTVA award in 2016 and received an Emmy nomination in 1987. Off-screen, Armstrong has had a fairly fulfilling personal life, though he once struggled with addiction. He married Elaine Aronson in 1993, and they have a daughter, with Armstrong rarely caught up in scandal. However, in his 2017 autobiography, Revenge of the Nerd, he revealed past struggles with alcohol and drug addiction during his early career, especially while filming Risky Business. He later overcame addiction to focus on his family and career. As of 2025, at age 72, Armstrong is still acting and writing, remaining a familiar face in comedy. Robert Webber as Alexander Hayes. Robert Webber, born on October 14, 1924 in Santa Monica, California, portrayed Alexander Hayes in Moonlighting in 1986 when he was 62 years old. Alexander, Mattie Hayes' father, brought a stern presence and familial depth to the story, heightening the show's dramatic tension. Before Moonlighting, Webber was known for 12 Angry Men and The Dirty Dozen, earning a Golden Globe nomination in 1967 for Best Supporting Actor. Behind his success, Webber had a complicated personal life. He was married twice, first to Miranda Jones and then to Del Mertens, who remained with him until his death. During these years, he was rumored to have had multiple affairs, which caused tension in his marriages. Later, Webber was diagnosed with lung cancer in the late 1980s, which severely weakened his health. Robert Webber passed away on May 19, 1989, at age 64, in Malibu, California, leaving behind a rich cinematic legacy. Ava Marie Saint as Virginia Hayes. Ava Marie Saint, born on July 4, 1924 in Newark, New Jersey, portrayed Virginia Hayes in Moonlighting in 1986 when she was 62. Virginia, Maddie Hayes' mother, added grace and mystery to the show, highlighting the emotional mother-daughter bond. Thanks to this role and others, her career flourished with films like On the Waterfront, which earned her an Oscar in 1954, North by Northwest, and Exodus. She also won an Emmy in 1990 for People Like Us. In real life, Saint led an admirable, drama-free life. She was married to Jeffrey Hayden from 1951 until his death in 2016, and they had 2 children, making them one of Hollywood's most enduring couples. However, she later faced the pain of losing both her husband and her son, who died of cancer in 1990. Even at an advanced age, Saint continues to attend cultural events and is honored for her contributions to cinema. As of 2025, at age 101, she remains a beloved and respected living legend. Mark Harmon as Sam Crawford. Mark Harmon, born on September 2, 1951 in Burbank, California, played Sam Crawford in Moonlighting in 1987 when he was 36 years old. Sam, Maddie Hayes' ex-boyfriend, brought intensity to a love triangle that added to the show's allure. After Moonlighting, Harmon rose to stardom with NCIS, winning a 2017 People's Choice Award and earning a Golden Globe nomination in 1987 for St. Elsewhere. He also ventured into film production and maintained financial stability. Behind his professional success, Harmon has led a fairly private and content life. He's been married to Pam Dauber since 1987, and they have 2 sons, forming one of the industry's most solid couples. However, he was once involved in a public custody battle over his niece with his sister, Kristen, a case that stirred media attention in the 1980s. As of 2025, at age 74, Harmon remains one of television's top stars. Virginia Madson as Lorraine Ann Charnock. Virginia Madson, born on September 11, 1961 in Chicago, Illinois, portrayed Lorraine Ann Charnock in Moonlighting in 1989 when she was 28 years old. Lorraine, a mysterious woman, added allure and intrigue to Blue Moon's investigations. After Moonlighting, Madson shone in Sideways, earning an Oscar nomination in 2005, and Candyman, winning a Saturn Award in 1993. She has continued acting in indie films and television projects. However, her personal life has been marked by romantic drama. She dated Billy Campbell and Antonio Sabato Jr., but her relationship with Danny Houston ended in conflict. Later, she married Danny DeVito in 1992, and they had 1 son before divorcing in 2018 due to irreconcilable differences. As of 2025, at age 64, Madson remains a talented and captivating actress. Brooke Adams as Terry Knowles. Brooke Adams, born on February 8, 1949, in New York City, New York, played Terry Knowles in Moonlighting in 1988, when she was 39. Terry, a single mother, brought warmth and emotional depth to the show, highlighting David Addison's more human side. After Moonlighting, Adams appeared in Invasion of the Body Snatchers and The Dead Zone, earning a 1979 Saturn Award. She continued working in film and theater. In real life, Adams led a relatively stable personal life, but faced challenges. She has been married to Tony Shalhoub since 1992, and they have 2 daughters, widely considered a happy couple. However, Adams once took a break from acting due to Hollywood pressure and financial difficulties early in her career. In 2025, at age 76, Adams is remembered for her grace and talent. Dennis Dugan as Walter Bishop. Dennis Dugan, born on September 5, 1946 in Wheaton, Illinois, played Walter Bishop in Moonlighting in 1988, when he was 42. Walter, the man Maddie impulsively marries, brought surprise and tension, complicating her relationship with David. After stepping away from the Hollywood spotlight, Dugan led a relatively low-profile life. He was married to Joyce Van Patten, 1973 to 1987, and later to Sharon O'Connor, avoiding major scandals. However, his divorce from Van Patten drew attention due to property disputes. Though not involved in scandals, Dugan faced criticism for directing poorly received comedies like Grown Ups 2, even receiving a 2000 Stinker Award for Worst Director. Still, after Moonlighting, he found success with Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy. In 2025, at age 79, Dugan remains active in the comedy film scene. Tony Bill as Scott Hundley. Tony Bill, born on August 23, 1940, in San Diego, California, played Scott Hundley in Moonlighting in 1987, when he was 47. Scott, a professional but troubled character, added dramatic tension to Blue Moon's cases. After Moonlighting, he directed Five Corners and produced The Sting, which won the 1974 Oscar. He also received a 1988 DGA Award for Untamed Heart. Bill remained involved in filmmaking and taught film. In stark contrast to his career, Bill's personal life was full of drama. He's been married 3 times, first to Ann Harris, then Tony Gray, and currently to Helen Bartlett. During these years, rumors of infidelity stirred tension in his relationships. In 2025, at age 85, Bill remains an influential figure in the industry. Tracy Walter as Arnie Steckler. Tracy Walter, born on November 25, 1947, in Jersey City, New Jersey, played Arnie Steckler in Moonlighting in 1987, when he was 40. Arnie, an eccentric character, brought a quirky humor to the Blue Moon Detective Agency. After Moonlighting, he appeared in The Silence of the Lambs and Erin Brockovich, earning a 1992 Saturn Award nomination. Walter continued to take on small film roles and remained beloved for his authenticity. In real life, Walter never married and focused entirely on his career. In 2025, at age 78, Walter continues to stand out as a notable character actor. From on-screen sparks to real-life surprises, the cast of Moonlighting has traveled far beyond the world of private detectives and clever banter. Some found fame, others faced struggles, but all left a mark that still lingers nearly 4 decades later. Which cast member's journey surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Hollywood throwbacks. Thank you and see you in the next one. Goodbye.